Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to take an old piece of wood and turn it into an ironing board. The reason I want to make a new ironing board is because the one that I'm currently using is a TV tray. So it's really small. So to complete this project, I'll need some cotton batting, some cotton fabric, my piece of wood, and I'm going to use a staple gun to attach everything. Okay, so the first step is I'm going to take my batting, my cotton batting, and make sure that it's large enough to fit over my board. You can use scraps of batting. Today I'm going to use 2 pieces that I had left from a quilt. They're kind of just strips. I'm going to lay them here and make sure that they're big enough. You want some overhang so that when you staple, you can pull it taut to the board. And it looks like these 2 strips will be big enough to attach. So I'm going to use those, and then I have a larger piece of batting that I'm going to use as well. I hope to get 3 layers on here, so my ugly Frankenstein batting will be at the bottom, and then I'm going to have 2 full squares of batting that will go on top. Okay, let's go sew. Okay, so I'm going to take these 2 strips of batting, and I'm just going to put a zigzag stitch down the seam where they meet. I'm just going to try and line them up and have the thread zigzag on either side just to kind of hold it together. I'm using purple thread so that you'll be able to see it, but you could use any thread. Really, this isn't going to be seen. It's going to be the bottom layer of the ironing board anyway. So. And I'm just going to try and keep the seams together and keep it straight. Okay, so you can kind of see it there, and like I said, it doesn't have to be pretty. It's just going to hold it together so that when I'm pulling it taut, it doesn't separate and there isn't a gap there. It's going to be at the bottom. You won't see it, you won't notice it, although it's pretty flat on the seam. It's always good to save your batting scraps, and you could sew them together like this and use them for a quilt or whatever else you're making. So let's go back over and I'll show you how to attach it to the board. So there's the Franken batting piece. And I have another, this is a full square solid piece that I'm going to put on top. Lots of flipping. Okay. Now for this next part, I'm going to pick up the whole board with the 3 sheets of batting on it and flip it over. Or maybe a smarter thing to do would be to lay the batting down first and put my board on top of it. Yeah, I think we'll try that. Let's take this back off and move my board. And my big ugly piece of board. This board's actually pretty heavy. You don't really need a piece this thick. This is just what I had. It was from a project that my husband had. So I'm going to pull the sides nice and tight. And I'm going to take my stapler and hopefully it'll go straight in. Oh, it's kind of loud. So I'm only going to put a couple staples in because I'm going to go around again with the staples when I add the fabric. But I just want to make sure I get my batting on there nice and smooth first. I guess the great thing about this project is you could personalize it for your own needs. If you wanted a small portable cutting board, you could make just a teeny tiny one like my TV tray, or you could make a giant one that could sit on top of those old-fashioned ironing boards, like a big rectangle. That'd be awesome too. If you had the room for that, that'd be great. Okay, so I'm gonna try and do this top part, and I hope that you can see it. So right here where all this fabric kind of bunches up, I'm just gonna kind of rough snip it. I'm not being exact. It's just a rough cut, just to clear off those corners. And then I'm pulling it pretty tight and just putting a staple straight through. And on your last edge, you want to make sure that you pull it really tight. Okay, so that's all the batting stapled. I'm going to flip it over, big reveal, and there it is. So this is the fabric that I'm going to cover mine with. I just like the bright colors. I got this fabric today. I went to a quilting guild meeting in my town. I'd never been before, and I thought I'd swing by and check it out, and they were nice enough to give me some parting gifts, and they gave me this awesome fabric. So I'm going to make sure that it's big enough to cover my board, and it is, and it's going to look so cute. It's so pretty. And so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to move the board. I'm going to lay the fabric pretty side down, right side down, put the batting side on the wrong side of the fabric, pull it taut and staple again, and then I'll be done. It is 100, it is cotton fabric. You want to make sure you use cotton fabric. You could probably use like a cotton canvas. This is just quilting cotton. Then I'm going to staple it again. I'll probably cut some of this excess fabric off the bottom. Feel free to let me know in the comments, have you ever made your own ironing board, or what kind of ironing board do you prefer? I know some people prefer wood or wool pressing mats. I've never used one of those. Do you have one of the old school big metal ironing tables? With this part, my rule is just when you think you have enough staples, add a couple more. And I will clean this part off. Let's see, I'll just cut this excess fabric real quick. If you really wanted to, you could put something on the bottom, like some felt or something to fancy up the bottom, but I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so let's see, let's make sure you can see what I'm doing here in the corner. Okay, last corner. Just gonna cut just a little bit of that excess. So the bottom part is kind of ugly, but let's turn it over. Big reveal. Ta-da! So it is perfect. There's no wrinkles in it. It's super smooth. It's still firm. It's sturdy. It's very sturdy. So this will be wonderful. All right, we're done. That's it. A quick, easy project. You can do it in like an hour. So in case you didn't get a good look at my old ironing board, I'm gonna try and pick it up. Here it is in all its glory. Ignore the hanging pieces of fabric. It didn't have to be pretty, it just had to be functional. And it was, and it's still good. And I'll probably still use it for smaller projects. But here is my awesome new ironing board. It's a lot bigger. It's gonna be a lot more sturdy when I lay it on my cutting board. It's not gonna wobble around. It's gonna give me a lot more space, and it's gonna be great. So that's it, that's my video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed my video, please like it and subscribe to see upcoming videos. I hope to see you soon. Thanks.